Well, hi, today we're going to be talking about blueberries. We're here at Virginia State University. We're here with Dr. Reza Rafi. He's a berry specialist. Reza, are blueberries a good crop for home growers?
I think so. Given that they are managed properly, I think it could be a really fascinating and interesting crop for homeowners.
I agree. What's one of the first things they should do if they're interested in maybe putting some blueberry plants out in their yard?
I think first thing to do is to research. Research the soil type that you have and also the varieties, the type of variety that you want to plant. Those are extremely important in being able to grow quality plants for blueberries.
Now you mentioned soil. If you get a soil test done, it'll tell you different things like the nutrient levels and the pH. Is all that important for blueberries?
It's extremely important because blueberry is one of those crops that actually prefers low pH. The pH as low as 5 or below 5 is preferred, and we all know that unfortunately in Virginia we don't have that many areas that they have that pH.
What's one of the best ways to do that, to lower the pH?
Oh, the best way to do that is you can 6 months before you start planting your blueberry, you can buy sulfur.
Okay.
Powder sulfur,
right.
And for every 100 square feet you can add 1 pound of that. That if you have sandy soil, that would be able to bring down 1 unit your pH. So if you have 1 pound in 100 square feet, would be able to bring it down to 5.
Okay.
The other thing that we usually do at with our research facility is we use a lot of pine bark to be able to maintain that low pH for the blueberries.
Okay, so just incorporate the pine bark into the soil.
Yes.
And
also,
even mulch with it.
Absolutely, but what's really important, because blueberry has a shallow root system, it's really important to lift it up. You want to grow it on raised bed.
Okay, raised bed.
Raised bed, and then you mix that raised bed with pine bark.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it, and it's just the best. You create the best condition for the root system to be able to thrive.
Okay. So you mentioned they're shallow rooted, so probably in terms of fertilization and watering throughout the growing season, they don't need a lot, I guess.
They do actually, on weekly basis, you probably need 2 inches of water.
2 inches of water a week, okay.
On weekly basis, to be able to grow blueberries,
okay.
And that's adequate. And then in terms of fertilizer, they are not heavy users, heavy feeders, we should say.
Okay.
And but they need fertilizer during the growing season. The most sensitive one is during the blooming.
Blooming time.
When the first time you start. Make sure you start using fertilizer at the bloom time.
Okay, I see. Reza, what are a couple of the tips that would really help homeowners have good blueberries year after year?
I think the most important thing is for a young blueberry, a 1-year-old blueberry, when you plant them that first year, they bloom so much that they actually would not allow the plant to develop. So what you need to do that first year, you really need to get rid of all the blooms. Okay. That sets up the root system and the plant for a better future. I think the future to the development of the growth and so on. So it's really important to remove all the blooms in the first year. And then the other thing is pruning. Pruning is extremely important. What you need to do from the 3rd year, you need to go in there and remove all the dead wood area, okay. Because the blueberry after the 2nd or 3rd year, the wood is not very productive. So you want to go in there and remove some of the wood, dead branches. And then you have lots of twigs in there that you want to go ahead and remove that. And pruning blueberry is extremely important in blueberry production.
So production-wise, if people can really do the research, look at the varieties they want, get that pH right in their soil, think about how many they want to plant and how they want to plant them, maybe on raised beds.
Right. Also, what's really important is, Chris, is to be able to use, there are 3 different types of blueberries. There's rabbit eye, northern highbush, and southern highbush.
Okay.
What you get at your local supermarket is usually highbush, a northern highbush type. But
okay.
There are southern highbush, which is a cross between rabbit eye and northern highbush. They are tasty and very good quality. But the rabbit eye, they are easier to grow rabbit eye type blueberries, which okay. Within that rabbit eye type there are many varieties that one could grow.
I see.
But also easier to grow. They are not as sensitive to low pH as northern highbush. So that is, okay. If you want to, you don't have the perfect condition to grow blueberry, you seriously want to consider rabbit eye type. Blueberries.
Well, that sounds great. I think these few tips here could help homeowners as they're thinking about planting or if they already have some blueberries at their house. And for more information about blueberries or their production, please contact your local county extension office and talk to a master gardener. For From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins, and we'll see you next time.
From the Ground Up is presented with the generous advice and assistance of Virginia Cooperative Extension. Visit their website at ext.vt.edu.